break, then the main league starts. Okay, guys, welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with the guys in the studio to talk about the Premier League and who do you think that will be the title contenders? And after 3 games, what do you think will be the title contenders? That the league is taking shape gradually, but we have international break, a whole lot of international football. So we're going to talk about all that and small transfer news because there are some free agents that are still remaining, that are still looking for clubs for them to join. Okay, good morning, Nonso. How are you?
Good morning. Interesting news coming from Enugu, but we'll unveil that when the time is right.
Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning. The gauntlet has finally been dropped and everybody should be wary.
Okay, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live on YouTube and Vote FM Sports. Go there, drop your comments. I will be reading your comment live here in the studio. Okay, guys, let's talk about a little bit of transfer before we move over to the quote that Pep said in his press conference. The chairman of Crystal Palace came out to say that he was shocked about lack of interest for Eberechi Eze. If they were thinking probably they'll have a whole lot of club rushing in, trying to buy him, but they didn't even get. I think they didn't even get a major move. So he was shocked about this whole thing. How do you make of that? Because we are thinking that Crystal Palace actually wanted to keep Eze. Probably the clubs were bidding and they refused. But he is saying that no club came for him. It was a surprising thing for me to hear yesterday. What do you make of that, John?
Yeah, I think the chairman is baiting clubs into a transfer fight for Eberechi. If you look at the one that just ensued or concluded this transfer window, you have a certain Newcastle bidding up and down for McGahey and them turning it down. So they haven't shown that they are willing to sell. They didn't show that they are willing to sell. And the one clubs are coming for, you're turning the bids down. I don't think that shows that they are willing to sell. And then you now look at the Eberechi. Everybody knew when the deal went through for Olise that Crystal Palace were not going to lose two players in the same window. And then the man comes out, instead of him to be thanking the lucky stars that Eberechi is still available, he's coming out to say that he didn't see any bid or fight for Eberechi. I think the market right now at this point in time is not ready for that move. A couple of clubs, if it was last season, a couple of clubs would have been ready for the move. But I think the market right now, a couple of clubs, even clubs that spend money this summer, are looking at the bottom line because the PSI is a real thing and everybody needs to be on their toes in this situation. So, but I think he's still going to get a big check for Eberechi, maybe just not this season, maybe next season. Clubs have to look at who they are moving out and who they are moving on and who they are looking to bring in.
In the context, if you remember, he said something about Newcastle bidding for some of his players, and he said we want to play in the Champions League. But since we are not there yet, we would have to make money off selling of players. And I think he wanted bids to come in, but they were just making inquiries. And I think, again, clubs making inquiries and club actually submitting bids are two different things in the statement, because we saw clubs actually make inquiries on these players. We saw clubs like Tottenham Hotspur and the rest make inquiries on these players, but never really submitted a bid, and that was where he's coming from. Making inquiries, going to the market to do market survey, and actually paying for that stuff are two different things. So I think for him, he's right, but he wants to make money so he can build the club well enough to start competing for Champions League, because that was what he also, if you go down to that statement, he also said that he wants to play Champions League. He wants Crystal Palace to play Champions League. But if you want Crystal Palace to play Champions League, you can't keep selling off all the best players.
That's the main thing. That's the thing.
Your academy produces. You can't keep
thing.
selling the best players from the previous season. You have to keep some of them and make sure they play well to get to the next top. Now they finish top 10. The next target should be finishing top 8 or top 6. After that, you can start finishing top 4.
I find it crazy that you come out and say that you want to be playing in Champions League and you're crying and lamenting that nobody came for your star player. Like, come on, you're talking from two sides of your mouth. It's crazy.
Okay, if we move away from that news, now there's this particular news about Chilwell. He's still at Chelsea. They are trying to find a solution for him, but the rumors now that he might move to Fenerbahce to join Jose Mourinho. What do you make of that? Do you think he's been at Chelsea? He's still one of the top earners. He can decide to stay there for 6 months and chop money and eat better money, or he could do like Osimhen. he can move to Turkey and find probably a solution with them and Chelsea. How much Fenerbahce can pay for him? I'm talking about part of his wages and move, but he moving to Turkey. Do you think I think it's a nice move that he's sitting down at Chelsea, not playing football also?
Chelsea would not want to take that bait of paying for two players or two of their star players 70%. I think it's 70% of the wages for two of their star players, just for them to go on elsewhere and play good football. That's talking about they're paying. I think they're paying about 60% of Raheem Sterling's wages to play for Arsenal. Now you're talking about another person who's one of your highest earners as well. You pay for him to go somewhere else to play football. I don't think they want to accept a loan deal. They want to accept an out buy, which they've been asking for. They've said they don't want this place in their
Nobody is coming for an out
You
buy.
can't say that you pay the whole thing.
Since they are no out buy, let him go to Fenerbahce on loan and you pay the wages. That will be a problem for your finances, because now PSR will start looking into you completely. Now maybe he stays at Chelsea and he plays. At some point, you might need him. You saw Hutchinson.
He will not play.
At some point,
he will not play.
I'm an advocate for maybe or maybe not. You don't know what the coach is thinking. He said it. He doesn't have a clear-cut plan for him yet, because he likes to introvert into a three center backs. Sometimes he's just overloading the midfield with wing backs. And Chilwell is not that player that could get you either forward paces. And I don't see reason why they'll have to cancel in on Marcos Alonso, but I think Chilwell should go to to Turkey and play football there, or perhaps stay on the bench and play with the reserves in Chelsea. Either ways,
if it doesn't go, just have to pay the full wages, which is
still the same thing.
Then he goes, they pay 200,000.
And then secondly, he's on 200,000 salary right now. If he leaves on loan, maybe the other club pays 100,000, Chelsea pay 100,000. It's still the same thing. But at the moment, him staying at the club right now is not helping them, because he needs to be playing games. They don't want to be pouring 200,000 pounds down the drain. So I think the smart thing is, they do not want to keep him, like we saw across the pond at Italy, is let him go out and then you ameliorate his wages. That's just the wisest thing to do. And then if Chelsea were so focused about PSR, not breaking the PSR ceiling, they wouldn't have spent what they spent in terms of bringing players in this summer. Because if you look at last two seasons, they are showing a negative of 1.2 billion. Now, this 1.2 billion is not effective in one window, but that debt is still on the balance sheet every year. It's like you spend 1.2 billion, but then every year you have to pay 150 million into that debt of 1.2 million you spend signing players. Every year there's a 180 million pounds that is on the balance sheet due to that spend of 1.2 billion, which was spread out over a couple of years. So they still have that weight, and they are bringing on Sancho, they are bringing on Felix, they are moving Jackson onto a bigger pay bracket, and Copa onto a bigger pay bracket. Right now, these are the top three earners at Chelsea. And you look at that set and ask yourself, what has these guys done to merit those pay?
I think they're just trying to ship up all their big players, but I think the best solution for Chilwell is just for him to go to Turkey and play. If Jose wants to, you should. I don't know why he's even wasting time for him to move. For me, sharp, move.
You can say just need to play injury players for a team. Once you pick up first injury, pick up second injury, you're out of Jose's team.
Well, let's see how that develops. He is still at Chelsea. Chilwell is at Chelsea. The disappointing thing about him is that he was the assistant captain for Chelsea last season. So everybody thought that he's going to be staying at Chelsea. So let's see how that develops. Okay, there is this small rumor. I don't know if Alonso will be happy about it. Matip might be returning to England. West Ham is actually looking to sign him, but why do they need him? They have Todibo that they have not even played a single Premier League game. So why are they looking for Matip?
They also have another centre back too.
See, Agard is leaving. We have Agard is leaving. We have Mavropanos, Todibo, Max Kilman, centre halves. These three centre halves are good enough. What's it called? Koizuma is left to Saudi on loan, also perhaps with an option to buy. The coach doesn't like him personally. So I think with these three centre halves, you need someone extra, maybe a leader in that regard. And I think Mavropanos is a good defender, but You also need someone with the experience. But I'm still surprised that this man is still going out to buy starting 11. He's bought the front three. I think he brought in 3 front players. What's it called? Fulkrug and Chamavio and one other person. Now he's gone for Solar. He's bought a new setup of midfielders. Solar, Rodriguez, and one other person as well. And Guimehe from Brazil.
Yeah.
He's going on to buy defenders now, which means he's got a full starting lineup. Chelsea will buy starting lineup. How far? This man is not seeing these things. You can't just come to a team and buy the whole. This team now that he met in it's the same team that won the Europa Conference League 2 years ago. The only outgoing from that team was probably Declan Rice, and the incoming of what's called Ward-Prowse, set piece specialist. He's gone out on loan again. Now these are players. He's stylishly taking out some players on loan, and I don't like it because these players got results for Moyes last season. These players would get you results this season, but Solar coming in from PSG.
You know,
I like the way Alonso talks about West Ham. He's too passionate about West Ham. You thinking that West Ham is one big club like that.
Some people take 4 years to build a team in their image. Baba wants it done now. He doesn't want 4 years. He may not have 4 years. So get him what he needs. Let him judge him at the end of the season.
The last person to do this massive overhaul finished 18th. Or sorry, 17th on the table.
Yes.
Pellegrini. After that 17th, before the season ended, he got only 1 draw against the Big Six. 1 draw against the Big Six. Now, this is a number you should remember when I see it next time at the end of the season. Just 1 draw against the Big Six. He lost the rest of the games against the Big Six, home and away. He lost major games against top 10 in the table. Then Moyes came back and steadied the ship and brought them to greatness, and maybe did plus or minus.
And
the same Moyes wait now.
You
the same Moyes
against him at the end of the day.
Nobody. See, Moyes for me is the greatest manager to have ever coached West Ham, whether they like it or not. Now, at the end of the day, Moyes went on to beat Chelsea, home and away. Arsenal, 1 win, 1 draw. Look at the records against the biggest teams in London, then against the biggest team in England. He got 1 win against Man City, got 1 win against Man United. Went on to win the Conference League. This man is just coming in, just wants to wipe everybody out.
The main thing now.
I'm not saying West Ham will do well. Understand? I'm not saying West Ham will do great with this. I'm just scared. Like I fear for my life right now.
The way you are calling him losing against Thompson, let's not forget that there are 20 teams in the Premier League. Yes, if you lose 6 games against the top 6,
12 games.
Yes,
12
if
games.
You lose 12 games
out of 38, how many remain? Remain 26.
So would you rather win those 12 games and then lose the rest of the other?
Win all. Win all.
You do spot that.
Or draw. At least draw out of that 12. Get 10 points.
They are looking to get West Ham are looking to get Matip, but whether I like it or not, West Ham are not really a big team.
No, we're not saying they're a big team.
Whether they buy Matip or whether you have Moyes or not, they will not even crack the top.
Moyes, carry everything.
The complaint was that they don't have money to spend. Now this man has come and there's money to spend. They are kicking against him spending.
Who says they don't have money to
spend the money?
Before they don't have money to spend, they overspent. That's why they were like they don't have money to spend. And you need somebody to manage the squad.
Okay, let's see where if they will still get Martin. Martin is a free agent. Let's see if he's going to move into West Ham, moving back to England. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We have some comments here. I'm going to be reading that for you. Josh is saying, Crystal Palace, we are not interested to sell in the first place. He's talking about Eberechi Eze. Bo is saying because he's just chasing clouds. You can sell the 2 best players. Okay, you can't sell the two best players you have in one window. Who would have scored that equalizer against Chelsea? Emmanuel Okitipi saying it's too late for an out. It's too late for an out and put by for Chilwell. So let him stay and chop money. The entire Chelsea management team did not plan well. Emmanuel Okitipi said Eze is the only light presently in Palace. So the chairman is just trying to talk for talking's sake. Okay, that's all our comments. If you remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Drop your comments. I'll be reading your comment live here in the studio. Okay, let's move away from from England, let's move to the La Liga, because Laporta, the Barca president, made a statement. He's saying that why he sold Gundogan is just because of sporting reasons and financial reasons too. And he said that Lewandowski have to reduce his wages for them to be able to bring in Omo, even signing Omo. So, but this financial problem Barca used to have, where you go finish?
The same man will open him out. The same man will open him out. Wow, we have enough money to sign anybody want to sign.
I'm telling
now
you.
Now open him out. Wow, again now. See, Barca fans, you guys should just, if the next election, because there will be an election in 2025.
Please, let's get that man out.
You guys should go to Spain and join the election process. Even if no only CEOs they vote, make una join vote, make they get them out. I beg. This man is disgracing the club that we all, nobody say we all love, we don't love the club, but we like the way they play. And the way this man has been handling business is poor to say that you as a club have financial backlogs. And whenever you are trying to bring in something else, you come out and say something different.
Yeah.
Only for us to see that the financial backlogs is right in our faces. You want to sign in a player, you need to wait 2 weeks for you to register the player. While the other person you sold has already played 2 matches.
Yeah.
Before the player you signed can be registered, let alone play your first game.
You know, I think, you know, when you hear, I'm sorry I'm going to sound the way I'm going to sound, because I get triggered when I hear the word Laporta because of what Barcelona side, okay? I don't know, excuse me, let me ask this question. Is this man delusional? Is this man delusional, or is something, or is wrong with him fundamentally? Because how do you come outside at the end of the Euros when the ovation is highest and you say we are bringing Nico Williams in, the fan base is happy, everybody forgets about all your shortcomings and whatever, forget about the depth issue, and then when the echo has started dying down, people are coming back to reality, you announce Dani Olmo
and you keep him on the side
for 20-something million, and he's on the bench for 2 weeks while
not on the bench, he's on the training ground.
He's on the training ground for 2 weeks while you're sorting out paperwork, which should have been sorted out in the first place. And then you come out and you kick Gundogan out. You tell me sporting reasons. What sporting reasons? And secondly, you come back and you tell me that Lewandowski, who you literally begged, who forced his way out of Bayern Munich to come to Barcelona, you are now going to tell him that he has to take a pay cut. Why should he have to take a pay cut?
The last time Barcelona players took a heavy pay cut, not just anyhow pay cut, and I think most clubs across Europe did the same, was during the COVID era. So after that, they took about back players were the worst of it. They took about 75% pay cut, while other teams are taking 30%, 40%.
Somebody is lying there.
So as I'm saying, so backup players took about 75%, which means they were taking 20% of their normal salary home, and perhaps they just left their bonuses the way they. So they were maybe banking someone feeding us, like how we sure Lewandowski actually took a pay cut to allow someone else come in, because he's almost at the end of his contract and he's not giving another contract.
Secondly, let's not forget that when this man was exited from the club, that he had to give up his own allowances to ensure his backroom staff got paid. Why do we have that issue there? These are people that you planned for, you know you are going to have them in the side. Now they are leaving the role and you are owing them, and this man has to let go. Remember that he had to buy himself out of his own contract. No club, no coach does that anywhere in Europe. You buy himself out of his contract, pay 15 million to leave his club, come to Barcelona, and then slave for us and win a title in his first season, and then you force him out of the club and he's moving away from the club. Now he has to now give up his own benefits that he had already given up in the first place, so that his backroom staff can get paid. Why do we keep having this?
Even Gundogan have to cancel all his allowances just for him to make that move to he didn't want problems with Barcelona, because if he drags it now, Barcelona will now say that he likes money. He has to still cancel almost all his allowances just for him to make that move to Manchester City.
It's crazy.
So let's see what happens with Barcelona. A whole lot of flies. Okay, we have one more comment here on our YouTube channel, and Emmanuel is saying Barca president is not telling the fans the truth. If there is a problem, he should say it openly. I think that's what you should say, because one of the, I won't call it the scandal there, is when they announced that Messi is going to sign a new contract.
Yes.
Suddenly, after 1 week or so, he came out and said that Messi is leaving, and world of goal was shocked. Even Messi himself was shocked
Yeah.
because Messi was even
Waiting
waiting to
waiting
Waiting
for
for the
contract.
announcement that he
Sign
came
a new
out and said that
contract.
the guy could refuse to take a pay cut. The guy refused to do this one, and it's just terrible for me. Let's not forget, in light of all these debts and deficits they're having, they sold off the stadium naming rights, they sold off a portion of TV rights, and they said these monies were going to be put into funding transfers and all of that. And then they went on in that season to buy 80% of the players they did, people who had 1 year left on their contract, who they
And
agreed
overpaid for.
pre-contract agreement, and brought them in on still the same fat salaries. You are in debt, you're still bringing people in on the same fat salaries, maintaining the facade as if there's money when there's no money, and then you come back and cry that things are going the way they are. People should take pay cuts.
them taking almost 2 weeks for them to register a player almost that I don't even think it's collecting almost. I don't even think it's taking £150 a week. It took them time for them to register because the La Liga association told them that they have to make sure that the wages structure are okay before they can sign in, bring us register almost, which they did. Okay, guys, remember we are live on YouTube at Vote FN Sports. We have comments here on our YouTube channel. I'm going to be reading out now. Emmanuel is saying, since they bought Neymar and Coutinho, they have not recovered from these financial problems. I think that when the former president was there. I don't know. There's a former president that was there before Laporta came in. Okay, Bowe is saying Barca should not do anything stupid to dent their good start to the season. Okay, let's see how that this whole thing about Laporta and Barcelona will finish. Okay, let's move to the final transfer news. There's another free agent. Hummels is looking to move to Roma. He is on his way to Roma. Good transfer. He left Borussia Dortmund. He said straight up that he's not going to Saudi and he's not going to the USA. He wants to play in Europe. Now he's moving to Roma. West Ham at some point was actually looking at it to buy him, but I think he chose Roma over West Ham, John.
Normally, though, it's a good move. Yeah, no, I'm not coming for you yet.
Normally, that is the same category of club. You just talk that normally, like say, no, I want big team. No, not the same category. The only trophy they get for their trophy cabinet now, Conference League, and I thought was get out. So continue.
So it's a good move for Hummels going to Italy. It's a good one to see. There are still a couple of other players still out there looking for clubs, and it's good to see that at least he gets to play regular football. He gets to be in Europe and do some things. For me, I'm expecting him to do some good things, even though I'm looking at that Roma side now, having lost this
Smalling,
man. Yeah.
And then they lost the leader. They need the leader to replace him. It's just the way it is. You lose one leader, you bring another leader to replace. It's the way it is. So Chris Smalling is leaving for Saudi. Fine, Smart Hummels can come in. He's a strong presence in defense. He can coordinate the defense line. He can communicate with the goalkeeper and all the players around him and build a team together. So I think it's a good one for them. But what I'm scared now is, will he have the pace?
Is Serie A? Do they play fast football there?
See, for German league is fast football and maybe a touch of technicality. In Serie A is physical, fast, and technical as well. So it has the three things the English and the La Liga has: technicality, pace, and physicality. If you don't have these three things, you're going to be outborn by attackers.
Okay, let's see how if he's going to do. Roma is actually building a good squad there. If you look at what they are building, Rossi is actually doing a good job there. If he's going to challenge Inter Milan, because Inter Milan is now the heavyweight in Serie A football. So let's see what they are going to be doing. Okay, let me read one of the comments here on our YouTube before we move over to other sports news. Okay, Emmanuel is saying Hummels will settle more in Serie A. He does not need pace. He does not need pace in Italy at all. Okay, let's see what when he moves there. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's move on. The small news in England. I think I came out yesterday and he was talking about Sterling. He was saying that Sterling is a big step for Arsenal. So let's see how that
it breaks my heart.
After the international break, we'll be seeing if he right in his words or if he's just talking. He's saying that Sterling he's going to be wearing, instead going to wear number 30 shirts at Arsenal. So after the international break, we'll see if he's right, because that's going to be a substitute for Saka when Saka is not available. Okay, guys, we are going to go on a quick short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Premier League title contenders, because Pep came out to say yesterday that the first 3 games is like a friendly game, that after the international break, the main league starts. Stay with us.
Hello, Enugu. Have you heard? Volt 104.3 FM is granting small businesses in Enugu a chance to be heard and to be known. Let us help you advertise your business for as low as 2,500 naira per spot. And if you pay 50,000 naira for 20 spots, we'll give you 10 spots for free. For more inquiries, visit Volt 104.3 FM at 64 Ozobolo Street by ESBS Junction, Enugu, or call our marketers on 0815 628 5384 or 0816 215 5195.
Volt 104.3 FM.
UBA, they give everybody 75 reasons to jolly this season for the UBA Legacy promo. Over 200 million naira don't day where people go win. 75 people get chance to win 1 million naira and even more. Just open UBA savings account, come save at least 5,000 naira inside every month to qualify. The more you save, the more you go win. Just go www.ubagroup.com or dial *919*20#. Make you for start. Terms and conditions dey. UBA, Africa's Global Bank.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. You're on Volt Sports on Volt 104.3 FM. Okay, let's continue with other news, because Pep came out to say that after the international break, the main league starts. Okay, let me tell you the standings as at now at the Premier League. Manchester City has 9 points. Liverpool has 9 points. Yes, Brighton have 7, Arsenal have 7, Newcastle have 7, Brentford has 6, Aston Villa has 6, Bournemouth has 5. That's the top 8 of the Premier League. Okay, guys, let's talk about the title contenders a little bit. This league is taking shape. Now it's looking like Liverpool. It's looking like Manchester City and Liverpool is going to be fighting for it. Okay, probably Arsenal, because apart from that red card, maybe Arsenal will probably have 9 points now. But looking at what Pep is saying, what do you make of that? Okay, before we go into that, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. So I'll read more comments there. 2 more comments, actually. Manuel is saying, Ateta is just trying to console himself. However, the good part is that he can play anywhere up front. So he's a utility player, attacker. He saying Sterling is an upgrade on Nketiah and Nelson Shah, which is true. If you look at it in the right sense, it is true that he is an upgrade. Okay, but what do you make of that? First, what Pep said about after the international break, now the league starts.
Yeah, I think it is on point. We can all see where the difference is, the differentiating factors. We're already seeing them. A couple of teams have struggled with the start. A couple of things have started well and started fine. A couple of things that were outliers that we're looking at what are they going to bring to the season, this season. They've started well and given fantastic starts. So the main thing is the art of the start. And after the international break, there's going to be a sprint to January. And at the end of that sprint, we are going to know who is in contention, who are pretenders, who are just strolling into the party, and who are people who have not yet come to terms with their fate this season. A couple of them are sitting next to me, so we need to know.
I'm not saying you find come today, but I will reserve. Continue.
So, after the international break, we are going to know. Let's not forget, there's going to be another international break when we get towards
November.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So those ones too are going to be the decisive breaks too. So, but for now, looking at the table now, nobody would have put Liverpool in this conversation, given the way they ended last season. So they've started well. I'm looking at them
Not
to
given
be
the way they
there.
ended last season, given the way they handled the market, nobody expects them to do where they did.
No, if you look at the way they ended last season, okay, the last couple of results, they had club and saying he was resigning, was on his vacation, taking time away from football.
Sabbatical and a normal.
Yes, normal, So, we're expecting them to give that last hurrah, but they didn't get the last hurrah. They kind of fizzled out at the end of the season, and they haven't strengthened. Now they've started well. We give them that they've started well, but by January they are going to be sore for new signings in January. You can count that one in.
New signings, I don't know, 8 midfielders that are functioning. It's not about having the numbers. I'll say that 8 midfielders that are functioning. You saw them last game against Man United. They showed up. 4 attackers or 6 attackers, because after taking out some, there was a time he took out Jota and brought in Darwin Nunes, and you saw a different style of the attack as well. Though they missed chances, he brought out Cody and yes, and you see that even when he took out important players in the front line, which means at the moment they have 7 attackers, 7 midfielders, and the back line is still solid because at some point he took out Trent.
How many strikers though?
See, it's not like I said, 7 attackers who they score
Let's
goals.
take it one after the other. Okay, let's talk about Man City. If you look at how they conducted their transfer market, they brought in only Gundogan and Savinho. That's just the 2 players they brought in. He said that he's not bringing any backup for Haaland. So that means if Haaland goes on injury, they have to probably play a false 9, which he has been playing over the years before they call Haaland. But how did they conduct? Pep is sure that he knows exactly what he's doing with that team.
Yes,
it is. I've said this before. Every coach has the image of what he wants to play like in his head. So it's now you looking out for striking players that could fit in 13 roles. Like after Mahrez left, they've not gotten a real replacement. But after even Mahrez himself came out to tweet it that, am I looking at my twin brother? Did I have an ancestor somewhere else that generated this player? Because you saw that Savinho plays exactly like Mahrez. That freedom on the flanks to create the chances for other players to enjoy space. So it means he can drag you out. His first touch is excellent. He can drag defenders out, only for players to run behind those defenders, and he drops the pass and he drops it well. So I think that is what Pep wants to see in his wingers, and he's seen that in Savinho, which means Doku, and you saw competition between Doku and Jack Grealish last season, which means Doku and Jack Grealish might have competition again. This is if Kevin De Bruyne is available. You want to play Kevin, you want to play Foden, you want to play all of them, and you just need to
Kevin will play. Don't worry if you want to play anybody.
Maybe this year now, just like how he did with David Silva, gradually he was taking him out and bringing in Foden. What if he wants to do that this season? Gradually take out Kevin and bring in someone else that would fit in that role. You understand? Now that is where you now start seeing Doku and Jack Grealish, the highest record signing, struggle for places in the side. So it's about coaches who know what they want to play like. It's not about what you want to play like on paper, then on the pitch you play something different. You want what you want to play like on paper and also on the pitch is in your head. So what you need to go for is players that will give you results on the pitch, but you need to see those results on the training ground. And I think he's seen enough on the training ground to know that he doesn't need another Erling Haaland on the bench. He doesn't need another Kevin De Bruyne on the bench sitting and earning fat salaries. He doesn't need it. That's why he didn't. Ederson was supposed to leave. He doesn't need another goalkeeper that will come in and sit on the bench. The 2 goalkeepers, Ortega and Ederson, are enough.
The problem
is okay.
John, the problem with Pep that is not behaving like Sir Alex Ferguson. He's now the chairman of the Premier League board.
And remember, I'm talking about players he has and players he wants to play. Remember when he said that statement, and I'm not thinking in my head. Rodri never start match.
Yes, Rodri about one game this season.
After game week 10, give them the
shot. Okay, now they are first on the log now. Okay, now we talked about Liverpool. Liverpool just signed 2 players. One will go back on loan.
He's already on loan. He played his last game. I saw the match saves he did against Villarreal, and he was, man, if that guy comes, no problem go there.
Yeah, probably Alisson has to go first before he comes. But I think Alisson probably will go next year because they have spoken with the club. The boy Chiesa. But if you look at the way Liverpool, if you compare Slot's team and Klopp's team, What are you seeing, John? Are you seeing any difference? Like, are you seeing any similarity and difference? Because they won against Manchester United 3-0 and it was a comfortable win. Everybody came and said that it was a comfortable win. Slot said it was a comfortable. Some like said they would have scored about 5 or 6. But if you look at these two former coach and now Slot, what he's building, do you think that he has the pace to drive this Premier League and probably win this Premier League for Liverpool?
Well, he can try though, but we are not letting up. We are going to win it and make it 5 in a row. But in his own right, fantastic manager. You know, there is it when you have exceptional managers, they are obsessives. You look at the Guardiola, you look at the Ancelottis, you look at these guys, and you see one. You look at Klopp too. You see the obsessive nature in them. Like I was telling in our podcast, you guys can check it out on YouTube. That the difference between Klopp and a Slot is the obsessiveness. Klopp is so obsessive that when he's winning, he wants to win by a large margin. Remember the thriller. Liverpool Arsenal. Remember that game a couple of seasons ago when they ended that game 4-4. It was fire for fire. You score, we score. We concede, we score. You concede, we score. Whatever. They match you fire for fire. We see the blowout result against Manchester United. How many 7-0? You know, you look at those score lines. So he wants to score. He wants to, and he feeds the player's psyche. Because you score, you see them running to go and celebrate with him. Everybody's pushing for more. Everybody's changing. Remember the times we used to have Salah scoring his hat-trick. We now have Mane scoring his hat-trick. We now have one other, one of the things that has always harmed them, in their pursuit of Guardiola is that they conceded a lot more goals. And this man has come out, he's more composite at the back, and he gets his goals, secures the 3 points, and then he closes out his game.
Okay, if he has played 3 games without conceding even a single goal, so sure. I think everyone should be looking out for Liverpool, because Liverpool is going to be challenging for this title. They are part of the title contenders. Okay, I'll be reading some comments here on our YouTube channel. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sport. Emmanuel is saying anything Pep says is correct. I beg. He is the Oga, and no one has been there domineering as he has been. Pep is always right. Because he's a problem for everybody. And Chidozie Ude is saying, talk about Man U and 11 Hag. Not Ten Hag. Oh, okay, 11 Hag. Okay, we'll talk about Man U pretty soon. Boy is laughing and saying, not really 11 Hag. Hi, Man U. Chidozie is saying, my advice to any Man U fan is to support Man U club in Spain. That's Real Madrid. Oh, okay. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying, there is a certain Rico Lewis that will get into the City team this season, as they won't want to make another mistake by selling a promising player. Okay, he's talking about the mistake when they sold Palmer. Okay, how that plays out. Udechi Dozie is saying Madrid is Man U sister club. Okay, as you can join the conversation with us on the studio, the number to call is 0706 0485853. Tell us your club and tell us if you think your club can challenge Manchester City for the title this season. You tell us your club, you tell us if they can challenge based on the transfer windows and based on the three games played already this season, if they can challenge against Manchester City this season. Okay, let's go to Arsenal, because Arsenal, as I said before the break, I saying that Sterling is a big step up for Arsenal, that he's going to add more things to Arsenal. He's going to bring more attacking options to Arsenal. What do you make of that? Do you think Arsenal is in the right frame of mind? The right frame, they have the right team now to challenge Pep for the title also?
Arsenal, they made good signings on loan. But let's see, because loan mentality is always different from permanent buy. So let's see how it goes with them, because I ask questions as I speculate. You speculate and you ask questions, Imam Fuuzo. Arsenal have done good business, but yet I'm still scared with the fact that they don't have the reserves on the bench. They don't have the substitute players.
That's why they bought Sterling.
It's not about
Like-
buying Sterling. It's just one buy. In your bench now, the only for me, I don't know how you see it, John, but the only big names currently, if you look at the Arsenal starting lineup, the only big name signings on the bench right now is Sterling, Jorginho, and Calafiori. Then Zinchenko maybe. What's it called? If what Sterling is starting, Zinchenko is on the bench, then you have these 4 players. Aside that, who else can come in from the bench and change the game?
Jesus is going to come back after the international break. See,
Osim Jesus.
Ateta said that
Osim
he's seen a different
See,
Ateta is
see,
seeing,
see.
we are not seeing it.
Ateta, I don't know if I should use the same language I use on Laporta on Ateta because sometimes he triggers me.
Minimize
It
them,
triggers
easy,
me.
calm, easy.
It triggers me because how do you sit there? You look at this team that have been slaving away for 2 seasons to prize this cup away from Man City, and rather than strengthen them by bringing the right
Quality
players,
the right quality
and that's
players.
one thing about Pep. There are 1,000 players that Man City could have bought this summer. Pep is holding out for the right buy. Quality that will improve the squad, not just to fill up numbers.
It's not numbers, it's quality. People just I want players on the bench. They don't Arsenal at this moment don't want players on the bench. They want players that would fight for the just like what my guy would say. My guy would say, anybody you sign now should come and fight me for my position.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen and gentlemen in the studio.
Good morning.
morning.
Name and location, please.
I'm calling from Agbayan Road. Afambo, Spanish, you losing the Man U.
please speak English because of our other listeners, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
The fact is that it's too early to judge who will carry the league.
True.
Yes, it's too early to judge who will carry the league because the reason why I say this is that I never write Man U off. Oh. Forget about what their result is doing there. I never write them off. I never write Chelsea off. Even Newcastle and Brighton, I never write them off. Forget about the Liverpool and the Man City, go and climb the 9th position, stay there. Anything can happen. Because now, they have a Champions League to play. They have a Carling Cup to play, FA Cup, even the league. So anything can happen. Because Chelsea is my club. I strongly believe that we are coming up there. If not that Crystal Palace that come and spoil our show. I could have get 6 points and be matching them small. So, and Arsenal is a big threat to them. So, Arsenal never in the
All right. Thank you.
And also, I thought I should know that Sterling is on loan. So, don't blame the line Sterling. Mariska Fuse home is about Sterling. Maybe
right.
next season we can accommodate him. Thank you very much. You go just reporting.
Thank you very much. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Both FM Sports. We have so many comments here. I'm going to be reading after I take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys, in the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is Chukudi from Enugu.
Okay, Chukwudi, what is your contribution?
Because I want to thank my fellow Chelsea fan for what he said. It's right to we should not write any this team, the other team is awful.
Okay.
Don't write Chelsea off. Don't write my
Hello.
don't write Newcastle off. Don't those 4 clubs now that he called right now. Don't write them off because. Because they can surprise those teams that's on top of the table. They can surprise them more. Don't write them off.
All right.
Don't write them off. They can pull us some surprise and they bring down Man City. As down.
All right.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Okay,
This is a very aggressive fan.
See, are you saying don't write them off because you are sitting 14th and 11th, or don't write them off because you are still far off?
Calm down. He said,
Like, come on, man. Let's call it what it is.
It's not about Chelsea and Man U there.
Think on it.
He said, look out for Newcastle, that is also in the top spray now. And also, I don't know why all of them
I'm
keep
not
talking
worried
about.
about Newcastle.
They talk about Newcastle, Arsenal, and some other team. Nobody's talking about Aston Villa
Oh, well, we're going to.
and Brighton. Because I'm seeing it at the youngest player coach in the Premier League this season, and I'm seeing the way they are playing, and I'm seeing an upgraded side to what Harry Potter and De Zerbi left behind. I'm seeing an upgraded side of Brighton, and I'm seeing a very dangerous attacking Brighton this season.
Okay,
Nobody's talking about it.
Let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Calling from Accra.
Okay, so what's your name and location, please?
Is Ugochukwu calling from Artisan.
Okay, Ugochukwu, what
Okay.
is your contribution?
I totally disagree with what other callers have said. Winning the league, you need to start from the beginning. That's from the beginning, the first day of the league, the last day of the league.
Okay.
So if your team is not doing well now, then you know that you are out of the league. Like Liverpool picking up the season.
Okay.
Like a Liverpool fan.
Oh, yeah, Liverpool fan. Okay.
Normally.
Okay, thank you for that.
Everybody
Well
will support a fan base. But I'm just saying,
Okay, let me read some of the comments here we have on YouTube because it's buzzing our comments comment section is buzzing on our YouTube channel. Remember, you can join us live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Okay, let me start reading. Ude Chidozie is saying, I'm a Man U fan, also a Real Madrid and Al Nassr Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo is your
you're
goat.
not a Man fan, you're a Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
Okay, he's just moving with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Anywhere he goes.
Utopia, I say I never wanted Sterling to come, but we really don't have a choice. And I watched an interview from him. I saw the passion and joy in him. I hope he impresses us.
All of them
Josh.
Correct that. All of them get that passion for that interview. All of them.
Josh is saying, I don't think Arsenal have enough player bench to compete for the title this season, because if all those other players are have injuries, it will be hard for them to do well. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying also, Arsenal bench is sound enough if everyone is fit. That's
If
If
it's a big if.
Jesus, Trossard, Jorginho, Caliafroli, Merino, and Sterling and others. So that's the problem is if after an injury, all of them are 5 and 6. Emmanuel is also saying, I beg, I have written Chelsea and Man U off. Chelsea's coach is more interested in facing the camera than fixing his team.
That's harsh, man. That's harsh, man. That's harsh.
Chidozie is saying Chelsea and Man U are already off officially. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying, I rate Villa ahead of Man United.
Definitely.
Chelsea.
Definitely.
We support you in that one.
Ude Chidozie is saying, I'm a Man U fan, but for now, Man U is off. Please talk about 10, 11 Hag. Okay, 11 Eric Tech. I don't know how you
Eric 11
Hag. I don't know how you pronounce it. Emmanuel is also saying, make una dey play, say season never starts. 9 points already. 9 points gone already. The league has been won with less than 9 points for the last 2 seasons. Okay.
1 point they win league.
One point. Okay, let's talk about Man U and Chelsea together, because these both clubs are officially in quote they are big clubs in England. Okay, let me one more comment here. The Odechi Dozier is saying the more you lose points, the more you are becoming far from the table, which is true. Sure. Okay, let's talk about these two clubs. Ude is saying here that he said Eric 11 Hag. That's why he just called him, but he is Ten Hag he's talking about, and Chelsea's Maresca. If you look at these two clubs, they bought a whole lot of players, guys. Like a whole lot. When I mean a whole lot of players. Ten Hag, we keep saying on this show that Ten Hag doesn't have any excuses again. He must perform. The list is at least top 3. Chelsea, you might look Chelsea because Chelsea, they finished way off and they bought a whole field. But
Chelsea last season finished ahead of Man U.
Did you catch his last interview? There was a question, I think it will make you laugh. There's a question he was asked by a pundit, and the pundit was point blank. You've complained about injuries, you complained about support, you've complained about players. They've got you the support in terms of the backroom staff. They've got you players. They've got you a lot of things you've been asking for. And yet this season, you've had a horrendous start. And could it be that the problem is not these things you keep calling to, but your coaching? And for 45 seconds, Ten Hag was really flustered. And his only defense to that was that we've won two titles
in 2 years.
Come on,
but
man.
have that. But now 3 talk now. With that question, you be coach. No. Let's be frank here. You be coach. Person stand for your front with that kind of confidence ask you that kind of question, and if they look you straight into your eye, they expect you to give honest answer. Wait till you go talk. After sitting the past 3 years, Man United have won the most trophies. So the answer to that question is just as simple as it is. We've won the most trophies after Man City. End of story. Anything you want to say? Still, they have. But let's not forget the fact that even after all those complaints, they still suffer injury crisis this season.
Yeah,
because
injury crisis aside,
now naturally,
you look at how they played last season, and you look at how they are playing this season with new signings, and you hold them side by side. It's identical. You can't see any pattern. You can't see any identity on the pitch.
I disagree with you there.
And fully, man.
Okay. Now, so if you look at Chelsea, I know John is Ten Hag is. He probably is going to be the first top coach that is going to be sacked if he continues well. But if you look at Maresca, they won that game last week, 6-2. Everybody was thinking, okay, Chelsea have arrived. Then they came. Stamford Bridge is 1-1 again. They back to Chelsea. All those they are missing chances, playing not interesting football again.
I said this. Chelsea missed out on signing a proper striker. Though the team has look at it now. Pochettino came, didn't request for much players. Had the ones they've gotten already and managed them, they started showing results towards the end of the season. Then maybe
allowed him to continue.
Then maybe he requested for some certain players, they couldn't get him, and he led to a debate or so, and they had to let him go. Now Maresca came in and he's saying straight to the media, I don't want these players, which means the players that are getting this season or players that got this summer are the players he actually wanted to play for him. The likes of Louis and Desbury Hall from Leicester City. He played alongside him last season, so he wants that player in his side as well. Now getting in Pedro Neto is his signing. These are two players he wanted, he requested for, and he said he's seen Noni Madueke played in different leagues. I think he saw him play in Netherlands and he's seen him play in Chelsea. He said that's the type of wingers I want for my team. And if you look at the way Noni Madueke plays, it's similar to the way Pedro Neto plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Players that could cut in, get the goals themselves, make certain runs, get the goals themselves, and perhaps allow the striker to enjoy scoring their own goals as well. But in this case, the striker is not scoring enough goals. The wingers are scoring the goals and also creating much access on the striker.
And you went and you reward the profligate
and you
striker
went and you rewarded the striker. And you're expecting us now as the fan base to look at you and say, we see a pattern, we see you excel with this striker. Man, I see Jackson dribble past 3 defenders in the box 18 against Crystal Palace. Dribble past 3 defenders, I was like, oh, this is prime Anthony Martial on the way. And plays the ROT and balloons the ball. Plays another one and plays it very off, as in plays 4 shots off target. And you ask yourself, is this a striker you want to win the league with? Even if not winning the league, come on, winning the league from our mind this year. Is this a striker you want to continue to play? This, if they play conference league with this type of striker, they're not going to get results.
Okay, let's
you let Amando Broya go.
Let's see what let's see what this league is shaping up. Little bit small, and it's shaping up. We are now seeing Manchester City are sitting comfortably with 9 points with the machine Haaland scoring 7 goals, right?
7 goals. 2 hat-tricks.
He's going to be the first player, if he continues with this pace, he's going to be the first player to win the Golden Boot for 3 consecutive seasons. So let's see how that pans out. Okay, guys, remember we are live every day on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We have one more comment here. Okay, 2 more comments. Ude Chidozie is saying no excuses. That is talking about Ten Hag.
Josh are backing him.
Josh is saying, let's not forget that other clubs will fight for the table also. Also this season, if you check the likes of West Ham, Aston Villa, Leicester City, Tottenham Hotspur, they bought good players, which is true. Ude Chidozie is also saying Man U last season and Man U this season are almost the same. If you look at it categorically, they are almost the same. There you cannot even see any difference with both of them. Okay, let's see what happens with this whole club. The league is taking form. Everybody is trying to fight Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Chelsea, everybody is looking to win this league. Okay, thank you guys for joining us on today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Remember, in sports and as in life too, everything starts. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So continue grinding, continue working. Things will get better for you. Okay, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show. Sports.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball down to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh!